Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Zee again with an interesting video for you. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, share, you know what to do. And if you're not, please watching into this video and let's get right into episode 2 of A Dose of Zee. I changed the lighting because I feel like this lighting is a bit more flattering for this video, but like I said, we're going to be calling this series A Dose of Zee because I don't know, I just feel like it just rings, you know. So on today's episode we are going to be discussing how to boss up your life, basically how to get your life together this 2024. And I'm honestly so grateful for the girls, I think there are also some guys in the group chat, for everybody in the group chat, because you guys are really giving me like amazing topics. So if you want to be part of my community of YouTube besties that we basically talk about everything to do with YouTube, like just join my group chat. It's literally on my Instagram. Like just go to my Instagram page and you're going to see like the besties just there in my bio. Just click it and join it, and yeah, so you don't miss out on any updates. So I just finished getting ready in another video. I was filming a weekly vlog. I'm still filming it, but then I had to, like, you know, cut in between to come and film this video because I'm trying to really batch create my content this year and really be on my A game in terms of consistency. So today's topic, how to get your life together in 2024. Now I kind of wish I did this video at the beginning of the year because it's giving beginning of the year, but I mean it's really never too late to start, you know, changing your mindset and everything towards having a better life. So first and foremost, healthier habits. Okay, now when it comes to healthier habits, honestly I feel like every person is different. So for every person, obviously what I think is healthy to me might be different to somebody else, and you know, the list continues to go on like that. But I feel like the general things that are healthy habits: number one, waking up in good time. But before I talk about this one, let me just say, or not really give a disclaimer, but every person is different, right? For me personally, I used to be an early bird, and I think that was because in high school we used to wake up at like 4:50, guys. Like we're up cleaning, scrubbing the ab, we are shining a corridor, whatever the case may be. Like we're up at 4:50. So because of that, my mind became accustomed to waking up early. But the older I've gotten, I've realized that it just depends on how I'm feeling that day, if that makes sense. Like I can't call myself an early morning person completely, neither can I call myself a night owl completely, because there'll be days when I'll be so like in the zone, like studying my butt off, and I'll be like up 01, I'm still studying. Then there'll be times when I'll be like, no, let me wake up early today, and you know. So I feel like healthier habits really coming to fruition through balance, and balance is something I feel like every person needs to master. You need to master the art of balance, and by balance I mean you need to balance all of your habits, because you can't be eating vegetables every day without eating some protein, some carbs, even some sweets. Like you need to just basically balance. So it's called a balanced diet. You need to balance everything, and I feel like once you master the art of balancing every single aspect of your life, creating healthier habits becomes part of your nature. And I'll give you an example of myself. So like for me personally, I'm a workaholic. Okay, today it's a Wednesday morning. I've got class at 14 hours. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, let me film this video for you guys because I want to be consistent on my YouTube channel. So it's all about balance. I know, okay, in the afternoon I'm going to go to class and I'm going to study. I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. So you create a timetable in a way that's going to make it you have to create a timetable, or not really a timetable, but a kind of like a schedule that's going to really help you with everything you need to get done on that particular day. So how you get it done doesn't really matter as long as you get it done. But one thing I really feel like you need to let go of this year is procrastination. Like stop procrastinating your goals, stop procrastinating eating healthy, stop procrastinating going to the gym. Going to the gym, you guys know, like I really do actually, I'm going to start going to the gym this year. Mark my words. And pretty soon actually, because I think by the time I'm getting this video I should have been to the gym like maybe once or twice. Because one thing about me is I don't put on weight easily, and I thank God for my body because I eat a lot. But I just want to also cultivate healthier habits, including going to the gym, which just for keep fit, not necessarily because I want to lose or gain anything, but just to kind of keep my cardio going. Because guys, when I say that I don't work out at all, I don't. And I think I even became even more lazy when I started driving, because yeah, you know what I mean. So whatever works for you, whatever is healthy for you. And I feel like obviously as individuals we all have different definitions of healthy, but I feel like there are general things like obviously eating healthy, going to the gym if you can go to the gym, or if you want to work out at home, you know. And then healthier habits also involves what you're consuming. This is the second part of the agenda, what I'm going to discuss. What are you consuming? So when it comes to consumption, this is a very broad topic. This goes from what you're consuming on social media, what you're consuming in terms of food, what you're consuming in terms of friends, because one thing about creating a better life for yourself involves also consuming content and things that are going to uplift you and not break you down. I saw a post the other day that talked about or basically this girl was asking why millennials, not millennials, what are we, Gen Z? I think we're Gen Z, yeah. Why Gen Z people or why Gen Zs are so depressed? And someone retweeted it and quoted it and said, because of overconsumption of other people's lives. And honestly, it got me thinking, because it's true. You know, back in the day, I'm not saying that millennials and Gen X and baby boomers, if you guys don't know these terms, just Google them, please. I'm not going to start explaining. Basically like our parents' generation, our auntie generation, and our grandparents' generation. I know that mental health wasn't really a big thing back then, not something that people actually talk about a lot, because even as our parents, mental health is not something that a lot of parents think is important, especially like African parents, okay? So one thing that I do appreciate about the generations before us is that there was no social media. So even when it came to consuming other people's lives, it was so minimal to the point where if you don't know where this person stays, you don't know what's going on in their life like at all, because even then touch screens and camera phones and things like that were not so common like they are today. Because literally today I can go onto Instagram and I'll just spend 5 minutes, I'll have seen at least 10 people's achievements, 10 people have given birth, 10 people have gotten married, you know. So we're constantly consuming people's lives to the point where you start feeling like your life is so small and is so insecure and is not as great as other people. But let me tell you guys something, okay? Even I myself as a content creator, like I mentioned in one of my previous vlogs, I was preparing to come back to school, we do not share the bad moments in our lives, okay? Every single person is going through something. So for you to then start comparing yourself to someone else based on a picture that you see on Instagram is a you problem, not a them problem, because no one is posting anything to make anyone feel bad, unless otherwise. At least I know I'm not. I don't come onto the internet to make people feel bad because of what I'm posting in my videos or pictures and things like that. No, I post what I post because I love creating. I'm a creator, I'm a creative, so I just love creating. So if you view my life through social media as she's bragging or she thinks she's stuck up, she thinks she's all that, that's a you problem, because I have not said I'm stuck up, I have not said I'm bragging. And this goes to say for every single person that you find on social media, okay? All these influencers that you follow, all these creators that you follow, celebrities and whatnot, nobody is posting the bad times in their life because it's social media, okay? We're not going on there to grieve about our problems, we're going on there to enjoy looking good, okay? So if you start feeling bad or start comparing your life to someone else because they're only sharing the happy moments and you think that their life is so perfect, that's a you problem. And that's where overconsumption comes in. You need to be careful with how much time you're spending on social media, because I kid you not guys, it can be very toxic. And personally for me, I don't even have the app. I don't have TikTok on my phone, I don't have Facebook on my phone. Like I only have Twitter, YouTube, Instagram and WhatsApp. If I could delete WhatsApp, I could just say it's for business and school. Otherwise those are the only apps I have on my phone in terms of social media. And then of course LinkedIn is somewhat like a corporate obligation. And then you also have apps like YouTube Studio, basically like for creating my content. That's another situation. You need to be careful with what you're consuming. I mean, you can have all the apps in the world, but limit the time you spend on social media. People say social media isn't real life. It is real life, just not the full story, you know. No one is going on there to post their problems. So for you to automatically assume someone's life is perfect because you don't see them crying, that's a you problem. So you need to really limit the amount of time I spend on social media and really control what you're consuming. Away from the media, even your friends, the circle that you have around you, people like giving advice. okay, and this is something that I personally feel like I don't like unsolicited advice. I hate it. I know that I come on my channel sometimes that you guys ask me questions, so I will help you guys wherever I can. And I mean, I'm here to inspire people basically, so if you don't want to listen to my advice, you can click off the video. But if there's one thing I don't like is unsolicited advice, where when I meet someone in a shop and they see me, they automatically assume because I've done my nails and lashes, I'm not serious with school. They're like, no, stay away from boys, stay away from what, get your degree, Shani. And I'm like, you don't even know me, so who are you to tell me all of the, you get what I'm saying? So you need to really also control what is you're putting in your mind, what you're feeding your mind. People talk, even your friends talk, like literally people talk. And obviously when you go to ask your friends for advice when you have a problem and that kind of thing, they will help you in whatever way fits best for them, you know. But it's up to you to decipher whether what they're telling you is going to help you or is going to harm you. And it's not going to hurt if you don't take the advice, you know. I feel like do what's best for you guys. 2024, it's time to stop playing it small. It's time to stop constantly trying to people please, because trust me, if you start people pleasing now, you will never stop. Okay, we are big, we're not in grade 9, it's time to grow. So even what people tell you, limit what you're hearing from people. And that's why I take pride in spending time with myself. Personally, for me, my morning routine, I wake up in the morning and I love my audio Bible on my phone because it kind of works like a podcast. I'd rather listen to the Bible than listen to an actual podcast. That makes, I don't know, that's just me. So I'll like put my audio Bible on and I'll start cleaning my room. I'll have my breakfast, and it's sort of like, it's like food for the soul, like it's food for my mind, and that's my day, you know what I mean. So that's what I love to listen to. Even like my music in the car, I'm not going to lie, I do have a ton of secular music, like a ton, but of course I try to minimize on the ones that have too many insults, because even like movies and things, I don't like, I don't cuss myself, so I don't like watching content or movies or series where they're cussing too much, because like even my friends know, like when they're around me, if you cuss, yeah, not put them together. Because I think even now my friends don't really, unless they do and I'm not there, but I don't like cussing like at all. I just feel like you need to have certain values as a human being and really put the boundaries to uphold them. Because I'll tell you this point blank period, my friends know I don't drink, so they will never invite me. Like this is what I want to talk about as well in my previous episode of A Dose of Zee. You see, everybody is different, okay? So just because I don't drink and I don't go to the club doesn't mean none of my friends do that, because we all have different lives. And just because someone goes to the club doesn't completely cancel them out as a very bad friend, okay? But of course you need to balance. It's about balance. So I have people in my life that know I don't go drinking, so if they have an event where there's alcohol, they won't even dare invite me because they know I'm not going to come. Like I'm not going to come. And I'm not one person to stop you from having fun or enjoying your life simply because I feel like you should be doing it a certain way, because all of us are different. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. We all have things that we do that we're not proud of, things that we do that we're trying to change, that kind of thing. And I just feel like there's no reason to judge, you know. So when it comes to really bettering your life, you need to find a way. It all comes down to balance, and it's going to keep on coming back to balance, because you need to balance everything you're doing with yourself. Additionally, the choices that you make also need to tally with where you want to see yourself going in life. Like I mentioned in my previous episode of A Dose of Zee, okay, what you're going to do today is going to determine where you're going to be the next couple of years. And unfortunately, it can be very scarring, and some decisions can be very permanent, okay? So you really, if you know that 30 years from now you want to be retired on a farm in Barbados, okay, move accordingly. That's where I always say move with intention, because you need to intentionally move towards your goals. You can't be making frivolous decisions every single day and expect to be where you want to be in terms of your goals. Achieving goals isn't easy, okay? Passing an exam isn't easy. Saving money isn't easy. Spending money on the right things is not easy. It all calls for discipline, and it starts from somewhere. Obviously, if you start disciplining yourself today, it's not going to be easy because it's something new that you introduced in your life and that kind of thing. But as time goes by, it does get better. So you want to make sure that even as you're carrying out your everyday life, you're making good choices. We're not perfect. Sometimes you will slip up, but if you can fix it, fix it. If you want to pray about it, you know. And I think another thing about bossing up your life involves putting God front and center. This is something that I'm never going to be ashamed of talking about, you guys, because God is just really so good. Psalms 27 verse 13. I will live to see the goodness of God in this present life. Okay, James 1 verse 5. Ask for wisdom and he will give it to you. Okay, listen, God is there to help you. If you need wisdom, pray to him and he will give it to you. If you need the right path, he will light your path. Okay, if you need guidance, if you need timing, literally everything you feel like you need in this present life is in the Bible. And that's why I say, you guys, you really need to get your bums down, sit and open up your Bible, literally, because you will literally get all of the advice that you need to live a good life on this earth from one book, because the Bible is alive and God is there. You know what I mean? I'm getting goosebumps just saying this, but it's really very true. You know, part of living your best life or bossing up your life 2024 or even just the years to come is putting God at the front and center of everything that you're doing in your life. Okay, any small decision, even I, like when I'm shopping, I'll literally, like, before I make a decision, literally, doesn't matter how small it is, it can boil down to which book should I buy. I'll literally say a prayer and say, God, like, guide me, which book should I buy which is going to better my mind, you know, and that kind of thing, because literally God knows everything and he knows what's best for you. So there's no reason why you should abandon him because you think you can do this life thing alone. What makes you think that you can survive on earth alone without the person that made you? Because if you didn't make yourself, so you need someone to guide you. That's why we have parents, that's why we have mentors, that's why we have lecturers, that's why we have teachers, that's why we have people that you go to on social media to help you get your mentor right. Because even I have people that inspire me that I love to listen to and things like that, because you need, as a human being, you need some sort of guidance. That's why we have rules. You need to be controlled. That's why there's the 10 commandments. That's why there's all of these guiding principles, because as a human being you need some structure. Okay, so go back to God this year and really ask him to guide you in everything that you're doing, because trust me when I say, once you give yourself to God, there's really no going back. And you guys might like my Jesus piece, by the way, it's so cute, right? Once you give yourself back to God, God will show up and show out in your life. His providence never ceases to amaze me, you guys, and I kid you not, I don't know how I do half the things I do. It's because of, but one of my friends asked me, like, Munzela, how do you manage to balance everything you do? Like, academically you're doing good, business wise you're making money, social life. And I'm just like, I don't know. Because genuinely, if you know the answer as to why you're doing what you're doing, or rather if you know the answer as to how you're able to achieve everything you're achieving, then maybe you're playing it a bit too small. Because I don't know how I do what I do, and I just know that because I don't know, it must be God, because who else can it be? You know what I mean? So bossing up your life this year, honestly speaking, comes with also putting God at the front and center of everything that you're doing. What are your goals plus aspiration? What are you working towards this year? Do you have a vision board? Do you have a list of goals somewhere written down in your phone or in your journal? What are you working towards this year that you want to achieve by 31st December? Personally, for me, okay, now this isn't me judging or me saying that I'm better than anybody, by the way, but I don't believe in moving on autopilot. Okay, I believe in having some sort of, at least even an idea of what you want to achieve throughout the year. I have a vision board, so I have written down my manifestations for this year and what I want to achieve, as well as visually put it in a vision board. But of course, like I mentioned in my Hello 2024 video, I did say that sometimes life happens, circumstances change, and you might have to tweak your vision board to suit your current circumstances, right? Cool. But you can't be waking up every single day without knowing where you want to be in life. You need to have a reason behind why you do what you do. Unless of course at that point you're retired, you have money, you have DSTV at home, you're very happy and content, enjoy yourself. But right now I feel like majority of people watching this video should be between the ages of, majority, not all of them, but majority of you guys should be between the ages of 18 and 26 according to my demographics on my YouTube studio. So I'm assuming that you've either finished high school, you're about to finish high school, you're in uni, about to finish uni, or you have just finished uni. and you're trying to figure out like the next steps in your life. So at this point I feel like all of us are trying to work towards something. So all of us are trying to find out like where are we going with ourselves, right? So because of that, you need to be very intentional with everything you're doing with yourself. What are your goals for this year? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Do you want to eat healthy? Do you want to eat a bit more protein? Do you want to eat a bit more carbs? Do you want to grow your hair? Do you want to improve your skin? Do you want to invest in a camera for YouTube? Do you want to start content creation? Do you want to improve your grades? Do you want to finish uni? Do you want to graduate? What are you doing this year? Because bossing up your life is not just about reading 10, 20 motivational books and then putting them away. Because if you're not going to implement anything you're going to learn from those books, then you shouldn't have wasted your time reading them at all. And I think one thing about me is when it comes to healthier habits, I've gauged myself as a human being. I know I'm not one of those people that can constantly keep on doing the same thing over and over, because I get bored. I get extremely bored. In 2022, I read 12 books that year, one book every month, and ever since I finished my 12th book, I haven't read a novel again, unless I feel like I want to go over something I read previously. So I just open it. Like yesterday, I was reading a chapter about how money is your best friend in You Are Bad, I don't want to curse, but You Are Bad ASS, that's the title of the book. And I just revisit certain topics that I feel like I would help me at a particular point in time. But otherwise, I've gauged myself, so I know that okay, I'm not the most avid reader, so I'm not going to make myself feel bad if I don't read 50 books in a year. But if I can implement what I read in a novel 2 years ago today and it's doing me justice, then I might as well do that. At the end of the day in life, there's no one set path that everybody should follow that guarantees success, because success is relative to the individual. So what looks like success to me will look very different, you know, to someone else, and what's success for them may not even be success for me. You know, just like happiness, everything you do in your life is relative because we're all different people. But of course, there are general guiding principles that if we all were to follow certain, like the Bible, if all of us do what's in the Bible, you are guaranteed to have a good life. Okay, you see what I'm trying to say? So there's no one way of doing things. Even just boiling down to studying, the way I study, someone else might be like, this is she even doing anything, but it's working for me. And someone else might just study for 10 minutes and they're going to pass the exam. Someone else needs 5 hours. So all of us are different at the end of the day. And I just feel like once you get to understand yourself, and that's where this period in life is very critical, because like, you're understanding yourself, you're learning yourself, you're discovering things about yourself that you didn't know, you know. Because even I, every day when I wake up, I realize certain things about myself that I didn't know previously. Now I know, you know, that kind of thing, because like we're all growing and that kind of thing. So you need to constantly, and that's where spending time with yourself really helps, because if you spend some alone time, you get to understand yourself even better, because you need to know yourself, you need to find yourself. And I feel like your 20s are very critical for this, because then my dad was telling me, he's like, your 20s are where you really put your foot in the ground, where you really ground yourself and say, okay, this is the direction I'm going to take. I'm not saying when you get to 30 you can't make any life-changing decisions, because you can do that at any point in time. That's completely normal and that's completely fine. But I just feel like at the end of the day, everyone is different, so you need to decide for yourself and say, what do I feel like works for me, and what do I feel like is going to help me achieve the life I want to achieve by the end of the year. Who are your friends? What are you listening to? What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you eating? Consumption. What are you doing today that's going to get you the life you want to have tomorrow, you know? And excuse me, like someone asked me once and said, it's going to probably be another topic in another one of these episodes, but about money and about how you can make your money in your 20s. Just like making money and business and 9 to 5 and everything else in life, there's no one set path to doing anything, because success is relative. So at the end of the day, madam, sir, if you're watching this video, if you feel like bossing up your life includes getting your lashes done, getting your nails done, keeping yourself looking good, do it. If you feel like bossing your life up includes going to the gym, do it. Bossing your life up includes eating more greens, do it. Just don't waste another second of your life thinking about what happened yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday is okay. Dolly Parton was like, yeah, yesterday is gone, but tomorrow is forever. Dolly Parton said that in one of her videos, or one of her music songs, one of her songs, yes. So yesterday is gone. we only have today and tomorrow. And one thing about me is I'm trying my best to also live in the present moment and not think too much about the future. Like, I do have things I'm looking forward to. You guys will see a lot of, in terms of content, this is just wait, but I have lots of things I've already planned for the future. But I'm trying my best to also just like live in the moment and embrace where I currently am at today, because at the end of the day, you also want to enjoy yourself. You can't constantly be grinding without an end result, right? But don't procrastinate. You can't spend the whole day sleeping and expect to make progress in your life. You can't spend the whole day watching TV, watching Netflix, unless you've given yourself a rest day for having a good work week. Then it's fine, binge watch that series, because you know that you've done everything you needed to do throughout the week. Just don't put off your goals for temporary gratification, because I tell you guys that you will find enjoyment will never cease. Okay, I feel like if you need to do something right this second, get up and do it. So after watching this video, if you've got homework to do, go and do your homework, assignments, go and study, go to the gym, go and cook a healthy meal. Eating out, if you want to minimize on eating out, do that. But I personally feel like, look, when it comes to food, okay, if I go out and I buy a wrap, technically it's not unhealthy, because I'm not going to lie to you guys and say I cook all the time, because I love going out to eat a good meal, okay? But everything has to be done in moderation. Like I mentioned, we all need some structure, we all need some sort of regulation in our life. That's why we have all of these laws, why we have accounting standards. Okay, let me not get too much into my profession, but as human beings we need moderation. So you can't be eating out all the time for obvious reasons, but just because you go to buy a shawarma or pizza doesn't mean that you're now eating unhealthily if you've been going to the gym the whole week and eating vegetables at home. You see, so treat yourself once in a while, more often than not, like some of us do. But like I said, just do what's best for you, and trust me when I say your life will boss up this year, it will. Okay, it's all about balance, it's all about having the right mindset in everything that you're doing. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna do great. My battery is flashing, this video is about to come to an end. So thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of A Dose of Zee, and I will see you guys in my next episode. Love you guys. Mwah.